Hi everyone, this is Emmy. Today I'm going to show you how you can make this very easy sweater. And it's just a little boat neck sweater. And you work in two pieces. You work one front and one back. And then you sew it up on the shoulders. And then you sew up the two sides. So let's get started. Begin, measure from wrist to wrist if you want long sleeves. And measure this way if you want short sleeves. So you're going to be able to make this sweater any size, and I'm going to do a demonstration with this child size. So I'm also going to make it long sleeves, so I'm going to measure all the way across, and I'm going to measure right to the end here. And that's going to be about 24 inches. And I'm going to work with the size 6mm crochet hook and worsted weight yarn. Okay, I've gone ahead and I've made a chain that reaches from the end of one sleeve all the way over to the other. And regardless of whatever size you're making with this sweater, that's what you'll do. You'll make a foundation chain that reaches from wrist to wrist, or for short sleeves, from this end to this end. Now that I have my foundation chain finished, I'm going to single crochet in the second stitch from the hook and in each stitch of the chain. So I'm going to work all the way across the chain. And I'm going to make one single crochet in every stitch across the chain. Okay, I have finished working one row of single crochet, and you can see that it reaches from one sleeve all the way around and down to the other sleeve. If you want a sleeveless top, little cap sleeves, you could go from here to here. If you wanted something that just went from shoulder to shoulder, you could just go from there to there. This is going to be a summer sweater. If you wanted a solid winter sweater, you could just do row after row of single crochet. So I'm going to chain 2 and I'm going to turn. And this is going to be the first double crochet, but I'm going to skip the first stitch. So I'm going to chain 3 always at the very beginning of the row. I'll be chaining 3 because it's the equivalent of one double crochet and one chain 1. And you'll see that as I start working along. So this double crochet takes the place of the first stitch. I'm going to skip this stitch and I'm going to double crochet in the next stitch. Chain 1, skip the next stitch, double crochet in the next stitch. Chain 1, skip the next stitch, double crochet in the next stitch. Like that. And I'm going to work all the way across the row and with a double crochet. Okay, and there's how it looks. There's our foundation chain and our row of single crochet and then our first row. So now at the end of the row I'm going to chain 1, I'm going to turn, and I'm going to single crochet in every stitch across the row. So that means that I will single crochet in the top of the post of the double crochet, and I will single crochet in the chain 1 space like that. So single crochet in the top of the double crochet, single crochet in the space, single crochet in the double, single crochet in the space like that. You're going to do that all the way across the row. Okay, I've worked across the row, and now I'm going to do the same thing that I did before. I'm going to chain 3, 1, 2, 3, and I'm going to turn, and directly above this post I'm going to make a double crochet. Chain 1, skip the next stitch, double crochet in the next stitch. This is how the remainder of the pattern is going to be worked every row. So you're always going to chain 3 at the beginning, skip the first stitch, double crochet above the double crochet from here, chain 1, skip the next stitch, double crochet. So it's chain 1, skip the next stitch, double crochet in the next. Like that. So I'm going to repeat that across the row. Okay, I have completed that row. And now I'm just going to continue this pattern of making one row of single crochet and then one row of double crochet chain one until this piece of work is as long as the underarm. So I'm probably going to have to add about 4 or 5 more rows here. And so I'm going to do that off camera, and then I'll come and show you what that looks like. Okay, I have worked as many rows as I need until I've reached the underarm of the sweater. And always end with one row of single crochet before you fasten off to begin the body. I'm going to attach the yarn, and we're just going to work back and forth across the body. So I've put a pin on each side, and then I'm going to make sure that this sleeve and the sleeve are the same number of stitches. I'm attaching my yarn in that stitch that I have marked and remove the pin. Begin with this double crochet, so I'm going to attach my yarn in that above that double crochet, and I'm going to chain 3, and I'm going to skip that stitch, and I'm going to double crochet in the stitch that lines up above the stitch. So I'm now just going to continue that pattern until I reach the other mark, and I'm going to make sure I end with a double crochet. I've worked across the row, so I'm going to make my last double crochet in this stitch, and I can remove that. Okay, I'm progressing down the body, and I need to make probably about 5 or 6 more rows. Okay, I have finished the body section, and always end with a row of single crochet. So now you just have to make another identical piece, and then we're going to slip stitch to join under the arms, and we're going to slip stitch to join at the top and leave this section open for the neck. So here's how you do a slip stitched seam. Bring the two sides together and match the stitches. Attach the yarn in one of the stitches, the yarn, and pull it through. So through this stitch and this stitch, pick up the yarn, pull it through. Through both sides, pick up the yarn, pull it through. For a more relaxed slip stitched seam, just pass through one of the loops of each stitch rather than going through both loops, and that's going to give you a softer slip stitched seam that's almost invisible. Okay, so that's how the neck will look, so just make sure that you leave a large enough space to be able to pull it on over the head. For a video on how to make these roses, click here.